We were able to see the first 2 chapters of the second season that have left us all with our mouths open. In these 2 chapters, they have given a lot of information, and as this new season is only 10 episodes, the production has to try to explain everything as soon as possible and more when there are so many doubts from the first season. In this second season, many people found out that Ho-yeon's eldest daughter is alive, and this girl is considered a very important priestess in the Jin family. As there is a drought problem, they see Bu-yeon as the only one who can solve the problem, although we found out in the second episode that really in that body dwells the soul of Naksu. Many believe that it is Bu-yeon. That's why I'm going to talk to you today. What will happen if Naksu has to do the soul ran ritual to make it rain? But first, remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that you will be among the first to see our content. First of all, in order for us to understand why Naksu has to do a ritual, we must remember the conversation Yul had with his uncle when they were on the boat. Yul had commented that the lake had gone down because of the drought and no longer had the same energy. Then Yul's uncle tells him that in the assembly they are talking about it, but that they are going to find a solution thanks to a priestess of Jinyowon. Then we found out that it was true, and the assembly wanted to see Ho-yeon's daughter, who was the daughter that was lost when she was 10 years old. Bu-yeon has always been recognized for her incredible priestess powers. We must remember that she is a descendant of Sol-ran, the woman who performed the ritual 200 years ago to make it rain in a drought. Now, after so many years, a drought has occurred, and the assembly knows that Bu-yeon is supposed to be alive, and apparently they are going to ask Ho-yeon to have her daughter perform a ritual so that it can rain. If they are asking them to do this, it is because they know that this young girl is very powerful. Now that we found out in episode 2, according to the information presented by Master Lee, the soul that is in Naksu's body is Naksu's soul. Although we have to understand a detail that may seem complicated. When they rescued Mudok's body in the lake, Master Lee told Ho-yeon that the only way he could restore the body was by using Naksu's energy, and therefore, he had to sacrifice Bu-yeon's soul, or else both would die. Then Ho-yeon says yes to Master Lee. When Master Lee uses Naksu's energy, the body starts to recover, but since it was restored by Naksu's energy, its physical appearance is that of Naksu and not Bu-yeon. But it is important to know that the body is still Bu-yeon's. In other words, the blood, organs, and genes are Bu-yeon's. The physical appearance of Naksu is like a shell. But at the end of episode 2, we saw how Ho-yeon is introducing the supposed Bu-yeon to the assembly and tells them that it will be the last time they see her because she will lock her up afterwards. Then we see Jang-won telling everyone that they are already married. Now, what will happen? What will be Naksu's fate? What will happen to the drought? Well, we saw in the last few episodes that Naksu was free walking with Yul and having a great time. She also talked to the prince, and apparently she is adjusting to her new life. Let's remember that now that she is married to Jae-wook, she can be free and go out. Although it's not really a genuine marriage, but that marriage will set her free. But the drought is not over. The drought continues, and someone has to do something. An example that the drought they are experiencing is strong was when Cho-yeon breaks the liquor that some men made for her family, and she tells them to make them again, and they tell her that they don't know where they are going to get the water from. So this is evidence that there is a big drought going on, and it could get worse. The only solution to the drought would be for the supposed daughter Ho-yeon to do a ritual like Sol-ran did. But how will she perform a ritual if she is not Bu-yeon but Naksu? There is a theory that Bu-yeon is not yet fully dead and that Bu-yeon's soul is clinging to Naksu's soul and they are one. In other words, there are 2 souls in that body, Naksu's and Bu-yeon's, and the 2 complete each other like yin and yang and make one. This could explain why Naksu could turn off the Jin family's lantern, something that could only be done by a priestess. It would also explain how she sees people's energy and how she opens the gates of Jinyowon. If she does this, it is because Bu-yeon's soul is connected in the same way it was in Season 1. Many thought that the priestess powers she is manifesting is because she has Bu-yeon's blood, like her original body, but clearly Master Lee said that Bu-yeon's body has no power. But he also said that the soul and the body have to be the same so that she doesn't go crazy. So this would explain that these souls can be connected. Now, what will happen if it is her turn to do the ritual that the assembly expects? It is believed that she is going to try and make it rain because she has within herself Bu-yeon clinging to her soul and thus can present her divine powers. The problem is that it was in a similar ritual that the ice stone came out, and from there all the chaos started. And to complete, Jin Mu in one of the previews told Go-won, "Don't worry about Jae-wook, he is someone with the energy of heaven, just think of him as a tool you can use. I can call from death Naksu one more time." While a picture of a jar that apparently may contain a powder or ashes is presented. Then Jin Mu thinks it has to shake Jae-wook. Then images of him holding the jade are seen and he apparently meets Naksu in the forest. When Jin Mu presents the small jar, he says that he must summon the water to fall again, and then the images of Naksu as disturbed come out. With this we know that Jin Mu will use Naksu to make Jae-wook suffer again. We can also assume that Jin Mu may be controlling Naksu's mind at times. But what is very strange is that he talks about summoning the water to fall again. This reminds me of the ritual that happened in the past with Solran. Then Jin Mu says to Go-won, "When a new world opens up, each one will be of great strength to you." But as he says that, the images of Solran's ritual appear. So this could mean that Jin Mu knows that the soul in that body is Naksu's, but he also knows that he has Bu-yeon's divine powers. So it's very likely that he uses some kind of sorcery to make Naksu do the ritual so that he can get another ice stone, which is what he has always dreamed of. It is a theory that would explain what Jin Mu said in the previews and why Yul's uncle said that the problem of the drought would be solved, because the assembly will ask a priestess of Jinyowon for help. What do you think of this theory? Do you think Naksu will have to perform a ritual and Bu-yeon's powers can be manifested? Leave a comment here. If you like this video, subscribe and share it with your friends.